for more than a century. by establishing a research station Himadri at Nielsen. To understand the Arctic environment and its teleconnection with the Indian monsoons, NCPOR has initiated several research programs. It has deployed an underwater multi-sensor moored observatory in Dark to study the response of Arctic fjords to climate change, and has also set up a dedicated atmospheric laboratory with an aim to continuously record atmospheric characteristics. The data are now part of the PolarNet, which is exploring spatio-temporal variations in aerosols over the Arctic, Himalayas, Antarctica and Southern Ocean. As part of the Central Arctic Ocean Expedition, the NCPOR scientists have sampled the North Pole for the first time in 2022. NCPOR staff also joined the multinational EGREB Greenland Ice Drilling Project in 2023. Most importantly, as part of its Pan-Arctic vision, NCPOR has further expanded its Arctic research activities to the Canadian High Arctic in 2023. Since 2013, the Centre has also initiated studies on Himalayan glaciers, its contribution to the water budget. Presently, NCPOR scientists are studying 6 benchmark glaciers in the Western Himalayas and established a state-of-the-art high-altitude research station Himansh in the Chandra Basin. Further, to understand the regional dynamics, it has expanded its study to the Ladakh in the west to Sikkim in the east, thereby covering research activities in all 3 cryospheric polar regions. In addition to the polar research, the Centre also focuses on understanding the ocean and its economic potential in the Indian Ocean. As part of the Deep Ocean Mission of Government of India, NCPOR has conducted extensive regional surveys and observations that have identified multiple zones of potential hydrothermal vents and polymetallic sulfide mineralization in the mid-ocean acreage of Indian Ocean. As a testimony to its growing international reputation, the Centre has recently hosted the International Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research Open Science Conference in 2022. And in May 2024, India will be hosting the 46th Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting, and NCPOR is the leading agency entrusted with its organization. As a leading institution for polar and ocean science, the National Centre for Polar and Ocean Research has built a reputation for excellence in polar and ocean science and operations, serving as a prominent gateway to the polar region. For more than a century, the frozen landscapes have mesmerized scientists, uncovering the enigmatic truths behind the ever-evolving climate of our planet. At the forefront of these explorations is the National Centre for Polar and Ocean Research. Dedicated to the nation in the year 2000 as an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, NCPOR has enabled leading interdisciplinary research and operations in the polar and ocean realms.
With a mission mandate that is quite challenging, the National Centre for Polar and Ocean Research is designated as the nodal agency to undertake the entire gamut of polar scientific and operational activities in Antarctic, Arctic, Southern Ocean and Himalayas. While the scientific research is the main mandate of this institute and it's the guiding light, however, undertaking research in the polar regions also requires a very complex logistics which is also looked after by this institute. Therefore, NCPOR is the truly India's gateway to the Indian gateway to the polar regions.
The Indian Antarctic Program is one of the Institute's major endeavors and has contributed significantly to Antarctic science globally. NCPOR operates 2 research stations in Antarctica, Maitri and Bharati, separated by nearly 3,000 kilometers, which meet all the scientific and logistical requirements. With over 42 Antarctic annual expeditions, including the first Indian scientific expedition, the South Pole in 2010, the program has initiated numerous national and international collaborations, Some of these include Praise, Sonic, Mad Eyes, Sibha, and GeoEIAS. With a serious commitment to the Antarctic Treaty and its associated environmental protocols, India has enacted the historic Indian Antarctic Act 2022 that provides a legal framework for conducting scientific research, protecting environment, and ensuring the safety and welfare of personnel involved in the expeditions. NCPOR has also expanded its research frontiers to the Arctic region by establishing a research station Himadri at Nielsund. To understand the Arctic environment and its teleconnection with the Indian monsoons, NCPOR has initiated several research programs. It has deployed an underwater multi-sensor moored in dark to study the response of Arctic fjords to climate change. It has also set up a dedicated atmospheric laboratory with an aim to continuously record atmospheric characteristics. The data are now part of the PolarNet, which is exploring spatio-temporal variations in aerosols over the Arctic, Himalayas, Antarctica, and Southern Ocean. As part of the Central Arctic Ocean Expedition, the NCPOR scientists have sampled the North Pole for the first time in 2022. NCPOR staff also joined the multinational EGREP Greenland Ice Drilling Project in 2023. Most importantly, as part of its Pan-Arctic vision, NCPOR has further expanded its Arctic research activities to the Canadian High Arctic in 2023. Since 2013, the center has also initiated studies on Himalayan glaciers, its contribution to the water budget. Presently, NCPOR scientists are studying 6 benchmark glaciers in the Western Himalayas and established a state-of-the-art high-altitude research station Himansh in the Chandra Basin. Further, to understand the regional dynamics, it has expanded its study to the Ladakh in the west to Sikkim in the east, thereby covering research activities in all 3 cryospheric polar regions. In addition to the polar research, the center also focuses on understanding the ocean and its economic potential in the Indian Ocean. As part of the Deep Ocean Mission of Government of India, NCPOR has conducted extensive regional surveys and observations that have identified multiple zones of potential hydrothermal vents and polymetallic sulfide mineralization in the mid-oceanic ridge of Indian Ocean. As a testimony to its growing international reputation, the center has recently hosted the International Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research Open Science Conference in 2022. And in May 2024, India will be hosting the 46th Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting, and NCPOR is the leading agency entrusted with its organization. As a leading institution for polar and ocean science, the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research has built a reputation for excellence in polar and ocean science and operations, serving as a prominent gateway to the polar region. For more than a century, the frozen landscapes have mesmerized scientists, uncovering the enigmatic truths behind the ever-evolving climate of our planet. At the forefront of these explorations is the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. Dedicated to the nation in the year 2000 as an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, NCPOR has enabled leading interdisciplinary research and operations in the polar and ocean realms.
With a mission mandate that is quite challenging, the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research is designated as the nodal agency to undertake the entire gamut of polar scientific and operational activities in Antarctic, Arctic, Southern Ocean and Himalayas. While scientific research is the main mandate of this institute and it's the guiding light, however, undertaking research in the polar regions also requires a very complex logistics which is also looked after by this institute. Therefore, NCPOR is the truly India's gateway to the Indian gateway to the polar regions.
The Indian Antarctic Program is one of the Institute's major endeavors and has contributed significantly to Antarctic science globally. NCPOR operates 2 research stations in Antarctica, Maitri and Bharati, separated by nearly 3,000 kilometers, which meet all the scientific and logistical requirements. With over 42 Antarctic annual expeditions, including the first Indian scientific expedition, the South Pole in 2010, the program has initiated numerous national and international collaborations. Some of these include PRAISE, Sonic, Mad Eyes, Sibha, and GeoEIAS. With a serious commitment to the Antarctic Treaty and its associated environmental protocols, India has enacted the historic Indian Antarctic Act 2022 that provides a legal framework for conducting scientific research, protecting the environment, and ensuring the safety and welfare of personnel involved in the expeditions. NCPOR has also expanded its research frontiers to the Arctic region by establishing a research station Himadri at Ny-Ålesund. To understand the Arctic environment and its teleconnection with the Indian monsoons, NCPOR has initiated several research programs. It has deployed an underwater multi-sensor moored observatory.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm namaskar and a warm welcome to the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. I think I should wish you all in Konkani as well. Deo Boro, this Deo. So some smiles at least, yeah. So well, the occasion is the National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research. A little bit of history for those youngsters who are there in the audience, not for the people who are sitting here, who literally formed the institution. The Department of Ocean Development acquired a plot of 14.60 hectares for establishment of a full-fledged research center for Antarctic research. For some of you, would be a surprise that this place was a garbage dump of Vasco municipality, and probably you can see the transformation into a beacon of sustainability and innovation. These 25 years have been truly transformative, with each successive director, from the visionary founder director sitting right in front of me, Dr. Premchand Pandeyji, to now Dr. Thamban, each pushing the envelope and the boundaries in science and advancing the progressive research that you see today. Probably during the course of the day, you would also be exposed to the science exhibition, which will tell how we have moved in the last 25 years. We take immense pride in reflecting our journey, one which was marked by scientific curiosity, passion for the unknown, relentless exploration, pioneering discoveries in some of the Earth's most challenging and extreme environments. The National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research, NCPOR, was established as an autonomous research and development institution of the Department of Ocean Development, now of course is the Ministry of Earth Sciences, and was dedicated to the nation by the hands of Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi, the then Minister of Science and Technology and the Minister of Human Resource on 5th of April, year 2000. It is our privilege and honor to have with us the chief guest for today, the former Secretary, earlier known as the Department of Ocean Development, now of course the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Padma Shri Dr. Harsh K. Gupta, sir, the guest of honor, former Secretary, Padma Shri Dr. Shailesh Nayak, sir, and the founder director of NCPOR, the one and only Pandey Saab, and of course, my other directors, Dr. Rajan, Dr. Rasik Saab, and of course, my mentor, Dr. Sudhakar as well, and so many of them I can see. The initial pillars of Antarctic Study Center is very much here sitting, and thank you all for coming. So I'll request NCPOR Director Dr. Thamban to escort the chief guest, the guest of honor, Dr. Shailesh Nayak, and Dr. P.C. Pandey on the dais, please, for the commencement of the formal function. A big round of applause for all of them, please. Yeah. तालियां थोड़ी जोर से बजाएंगे. So flowers are the true representatives of nature on our Mother Earth. They represent a subtle way of telling us the diversity and inclusion in the society, and they represent the true spirit of togetherness. It is therefore, I would say, imperative and to welcome our guest with a bouquet of flowers. But before we do, I'd like to say a few words on the dignitaries on the days. The dignitaries on the days drove the Department of Ocean Development and turned into the Ministry of Earth Sciences. And between the two of them, who sit in the center, Harsh Gupta sir and Shailesh Nayak sir, they have a lot of history of Department of Ocean Development and Ministry of Earth Sciences. The chief guest for today's function, Padma Shri Dr. Harsh K. Gupta, is a well-known seismologist, an Antarctican by heart, who led the third expedition to Antarctica, and in Antarctic circles we call him the DG man. Interestingly, he has 6 decades or more relationship with Earth Sciences that began in 1963 May, when he joined the Central Observatory Shillong as a seismologist. And this has been a pretty long journey in Earth Sciences. So please welcome with a big round of applause the articulate man of Earth Sciences, Padma Shri Dr. Harsh K. Gupta, who was the Secretary to the Government of India, Department of Ocean Development from 2001 to 2005, during which tenure probably we saw the upcoming of the Ice Core Lab. Some of you would remember that, who are there in the audience today. And of course, who can forget the first pilot expedition to the Southern Ocean. So please welcome him with a bouquet, and I'll request Dr. Thamban to hand over the bouquet to Dr. Harsh K. Gupta. A geologist by training, an expert with ocean color, remote sensing, and various other facets of geology and polar sciences, his interest in blue economy and geopolitics of the polar regions is now well known. Of course, we all know that different things that he's associated with, but today I'm just concentrating on NCPOR things, and then probably as Secretary to the Government of India during 2008 to 2015, Dr. Shailesh Nayak, Padma Shri, transformed NCPOR activities, which included our Arctic activity and the Himalayan program. So may I now request Dr. Thamban to please welcome him with a floral bouquet, and I'll request everyone for a big round of applause for Dr. Shailesh Nayak. Dr. Premchand Pandey Sahab is the founding director of this institution, a physicist by training and trained in microwave remote sensing, and so oceans and atmosphere came in handy and easy for him. But he was here for a different target. And probably during my tenure, I used to call within our friends that he's a true scientist director. By this, I'm not saying that the other directors were not, but one such director who could give approvals in the corridor of NCPOR. I've never seen a director doing that, and I never heard a no from him for anything that I brought up to his notice. So please welcome Dr. Pandey Sahab with a bouquet of flowers and a big round of applause. The man who dreamt of NCPOR, worked for it, made it a reality. This is the total commitment of a man and his family too. I'm happy that Madam Pandey is also here today, which included many seniors who are here, the part of his family who saw the growing up of NCPOR. It would be rather impolite if I don't welcome my own director, Dr. Thamban Melot, who is shaping things here, and I fondly call him, he has been my good friend, the Ice Core man of India. So a bouquet of flowers. Well, it's a tradition to light the lamp, And as we invoke brightness in our lives, and probably all scientists can relate it, this has relevance to life on Earth as well. So I'll request the dignitaries on the dais to please move ahead and light the traditional lamp. And in the meantime, also requesting Rashmi Rawat and Pratika Singh to quickly come and be ready.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ गणपतये नमः। ॐ गणपतये नमः।
Thank you all. I'll now request the Director NCPOR, Dr. Tamban Melod, to give his welcome address.
Respected Chief Guest Padma Shri Harshke Gupta, Guest of Honor Padma Shri Shailesh Nayak, our Founding Director Dr. P.C. Pandey, and my former directors and dignitaries and the founding members of this institution, and many of our guests who come from all the way from outside, and the families of many of those founding members who have been, as well as people who have been involved with this institution from its very inception, and who have seen the kind of changes what we have seen, and my own family, that the NCPOR family. Thank you so much, and namaskar. Unfortunately, our program slightly got changed today. That Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, who has been very eager to join us. In fact, he had come earlier also here, and he has been quite a great ambassador of us actually to going around Goa talking about this institution and the wonders of this, the possibilities for the youth in Goa and so on. So he had a very, last minute change in schedule, and then but however, he also clearly sent his warm wishes to NCPOR family and all of us to have a great occasion, and he said he would be joining another time soon. And a very good morning and a very warm greetings to each one of you on our occasion of the Silver Jubilee of this institution, called originally known as the National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research, which has become now a National Center for Polar and Ocean Research. And also on this auspicious occasion, I'm glad to have the presence of all the stalwarts of this scientific community or science community. Even we have some of the external experts and Antarctic, veteran Antarctic experts like the Dr. Kenny Matsuoka came all the way from Norwegian Polar Institute. And we have many people who have been connected to this system for some way or other in the past or now. So each one of you, it's my privilege to be welcome you to this this August gathering. And as many of you know that, I keep saying that actually NCPOR is still a small organization compared to many large organizations in the country. But we are a very unique institute, very unique center, which originally started off as the center to just an attached office of the Department of Ocean Development to enable the Antarctic expeditions. It's grown into a large tree, which is not only start doing multiple expeditions or the areas to also the large areas of new research, which was not being able to undertake in the past. And when it became a fully autonomous institution in 2000, I think we even at that time nobody expected actually we could have this kind of growth. So I am really grateful to those people of this, who are the NCPOR family, who each one of them contributed to some way or other. I can see people from non-scientific field like was supported from the the basic setting of this administration to the ensuring that actually things goes to Antarctica on time, and people ensure that actually the kind of supporting with the financial and others procurement and all this kind of stuff. They are still here today with us. That shows the relationship we kept with our people from past and to the present. And of course, I have a lot of my future sitting over in the back benches. So thank you so much. But also as we celebrate this 25 years of existence, I also want to place on record our gratefulness to many of those who were connected some way or other to the system in the past. To start with the former Chief Minister of Goa, that is Mr. Pratap Singh Rani ji, whose close friendship and association with the Director National Institute of Oceanography, who became the Secretary of the Department of Ocean Development later, that is Dr. Izzat Kazim, who was enabled to bring this, get this land here in a beautiful place. Now it looks so beautiful, and many of the founding members would not agree that that's so, but that's how time changes, things changes, as long as we keep that passion strong. I also want to place on record actually some of the former secretaries of this the Department of Ocean Development, like Dr. Vinod Gao and Dr. Abraham Muthanayagam, who made great efforts to make a small center in Goa, and which finally fructified in late 90s as becoming an Antarctic Study Center, which finally became what we are now, Antarctic National Center for Antarctic and Ocean Research, and thereafter this NCPOR. And my sincere acknowledgement to our founding director, Dr. P.C. Pandey, and late Sri TVP Bhaskar Rao, who has been the first person to land in Goa to set up kind of an Antarctic Expedition Center or the kind of activities. So the kind of difficulties some of them has gone through to make this place working is something which I think we should all remember at this time. I also want to remember all these founding members, the senior founding members of this institution, who are there from the very beginning, who ensured that they had a vision, although the ground reality may not have been so good at that time, but still they had a vision that actually this institute could grow to a kind of world-class institution. So I think that's something which actually ultimately made what we are today. So the dreams are important. And it's also been, I would say, that a story of grit, tenacity, and vision of our founders, which made this reality. And also to my congratulations to all the current and new next generations of the scientists and supporting staff at this institute, who made those vision into an actual reality, because we could grow at a very scorching pace since then, for the last decade or so, making this center look like really, grown. And we want to further grow, of course, because we never want to have a plateau. We always want to grow, and that's something which makes us, thrive. And we are also a very unique institution, as I've been talking always, that we have both, not only just science, it's not a pure scientific research institute like typical R&D institutions in the country. We have a very lot of strategic as well as operational activities, which we have with a mission mandate all the way extending from the remote and hostile Antarctica to Arctic to Southern Ocean to the high Himalayas to the places like the deep ocean, searching for the minerals which no one else has searched in this country so far, and so on. So all that makes us so unique, and I would say that there is no another institution who does that. And we are, while of course the scientific research is the guiding light of this institution from the very beginning, and it would remain so. However, conducting science in polar regions are not just only a matter of only science. It involves very complex logistics and operations. It requires liaising with multiple agencies, institutions, importantly even with the missions abroad, who ensure that actually our activities happen unhindered. And therefore we have relations with so many of them, and we have wishes from all of them. And as you are also aware that our activities are spread across the globe, from the frozen poles to the warm tropics, from the productive ocean surface to the deep depths of ocean, and even below that, from the dark and mysterious ocean depth to even the upper atmosphere and the ionosphere, and so on. So having towards such a very complex mission, we also have multiple platforms than what we just sit in this institute. We have probably only one institution who have so many real homes, bigger offices sometimes probably in the outside this particular campus, having two modern stations in Antarctica, separated nearly by 2,500 kilometers apart, making it a completely complex job. We also operate a station in Arctic in Svalbard, Himadri, in high Himalayas in Lahore Spiti called Himansh, and of course other platforms like in the ocean-going platforms and so on. We are even currently building a new ship for those activities. So considering such a very high remote and extreme conditions and challenging operations that is required, managing such dedicated stations far away from home is not a real, it's not a mean task. Therefore, we are very proud to call ourselves as the Indian gateway to the polar regions. Even on this very special day, I had emails and messages coming from people who are from this institute. They're in Antarctic, completing their mission in Maitri, people in Arctic undertaking expeditions, and people gone for the cruise in the Indian Ocean for searching for the Indian Ocean geoid law, and people are gone for the Southern Ocean, and even now one more expedition going on to the hydrothermal mineral exploration in the deep south. So that is the level of activities, even when we are actually celebrating something here parallelly going on. So we never have a dull moment in this institute. Any who has been the directors of this institute know that we never have a dull moment. So that is there are always challenges, therefore it makes us so, energetic. And to be also, to say that actually why do we actually do this research, also is something, some of the, many of you have been talking about actually, but also there have been some, youngsters. I just want to say that actually Antarctic and Arctic is not just two remote places. They control the global weather system, including our Indian monsoons. Even the recent studies of our own in the institute has clearly shown that melting of Arctic sea ice have a serious impact on the Indian monsoon, rainfall, and its pattern, especially the extreme rainfall. And Antarctica housing nearly about 70% of the global fresh water is going to, it's not only just going to be so important as a fresh water, but also actually as increasing the sea level, which has a capacity to reach by, it increased by about 60 meter. So all this makes these places so important. And of course, although the melting of the ice happens in the polar regions, the current scientific understanding is actually the most impacted places are the tropics or mid-latitudes. So whatever happens in Antarctic or Arctic does not remain there. It impacts all of us, and probably it impacts us more than others. So that's why we should be studying those regions. And also, as the Arctic sea ice is melting, which is becoming a fact, almost every newspaper talks about it. By 2040 or so, it's going to be the Arctic summer is going to be ice-free. It's going to be a hotbed of geopolitics, where the people looking already. You can hear actually people, the American president talking about actually getting Greenland on the and which nobody wanted in the past. So this is what the importance of the polar regions have become so much. So those who have access to the polar regions have the strategic value to it. And of course, as the area also become ice-free, there will be more minerals available, there will be more fisheries available. So I think one should be prepared to know how to access that, at least to that, so that you be part of the all international, the chain of countries who wants to access that. So therefore, as the nation also goes through this, with our Prime Minister's vision of Vikasit Bharat by, say, 2047, our own mission is to actually emerge as a leading global center in polar and ocean studies through excellence in science and operations, to address all the global issues and to uphold India's strategic place in the global framework. So with such advanced vision, and also in coming years, I'm very confident that we will make India's flag flying high. Happy 25th Foundation Day. Once again, thank you so much. Welcome to NCPOR.
Thank you, Dr. Thamban, for the address, welcome address. It's my proud privilege and honor to welcome the guest of honor, Padma Shri Dr. Sailesh Nayak sir, who is the former Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, and currently the Director of NIAS, Bangalore, to say a few words.
Thank you, Rahul. Good morning to everybody, and also my greetings to all of you on the 25th Foundation Day. Respected Dr. Harsh Gupta, Pandeji, Dr. Thamban, Dr. Rasik, Dr. Rajan, and my colleagues. It's really very pleasure to be here on this very auspicious day. The NCPOR is I was thinking that it started, and the first time we accepted that there is a relationship between cryosphere and ocean, how the mass and energy transfers between these two components. And probably that led to thinking of a Ministry of Earth Science, where we put another atmosphere and also the geosphere together. If you look back, the kind of work which NCPOR has done on Antarctica, in Arctic, and especially on Himalaya, completely three different environments, but at the same time have the largest surface covered by snow and ice. This understanding of interaction of snow and ice with the ocean, with the land surface processes, with the atmosphere, and if you really see the work which has been done by NCPOR is a really world class. I have been fortunate to continue my association with NCPOR for last several years, and I know that they have done extremely good in these areas. But not only that, some of the very fundamental questions about the hydrothermal sulfides, the surveying of the entire EEZ led to some completely different aspect which also directly linked to the economy. Well, the first was linked more, as the Tamban said, about the impact on monsoon. The other one is more related to availability of resources, which we will need in coming years. And this, I think, makes NCPOR very unique. I don't think entire in the world where in one institute all these aspects are being handled. And my salute to all the leadership of the NCPOR up till now to think about it and take it forward, how this difficult job looked very easy. I mean, outside people think it's very easy, but I know the kind of challenges which they had. Especially if you talk to Himalaya, I think that's the only center in entire India which deals with the entire basin, both the ablation and accumulation zone. Most studies which you find in India is only in ablation zone, nothing in the accumulation zone. I can go on saying the all unique features about NCPOR, but I think this is institute which will grow further, and I understand that Polar mission is on the way. So I hope it will further increase in the size, in the quality, quantity, and also do something which would be very useful to the country. Strategically, this is a very important area, both Arctic, Antarctic and Himalaya. The reason is that the availability of certain resources, which today, of course, may not be immediate requirement, but in coming years, the resources, energy resources, the trade, shipping, so many things will depend on the work which NCPOR are currently doing. So my very best to all of you for coming years, and I am sure that you will contribute immensely to make Bharat as a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and the opening remarks. So I may now request all of you to put your hands together for the founder director of NCPOR, now NCPOR, Dr. Prem Chand Pandey, to give his felicitation address from here. तालियां थोड़ी जोर से बजाइए, please.
धन्यवाद राहुल मोहन साहब। आदरणीय हर्ष गुप्ता जी, हमारे बहुत पुराने साथी शैलेश नायक जी, जिनका हमारा संबंध पिछले 40 साल से है। 20 साल जब हम साथ में इसरो में थे और 20 साल जब हम इसरो से बाहर थे। प्रेजेंट डायरेक्टर थम्बन साहब, जिनको हमने ही रिक्रूट किया था इस सेंटर में, और हमारे जो पुराने साथी हैं, हमारी पुरानी टीम के मेंबर हैं। मैं कितना भाव विभोर हूँ उसका वर्णन मैं शब्दों में नहीं कर सकता। हमारे सामने राजन साहब हैं, रसिक साहब हैं, सुधाकर साहब हैं, मैं शीला बहन को देख रहा हूँ, दालवी साहब को देख रहा हूँ, नागो जी को देख रहा हूँ, और बहुत ढेर सारे लोग इस सभा कक्ष में उपस्थित हैं। तो मैं तो 25 साल पीछे चला गया अपने मेमोरी लेन में, कि जब हम लोगों ने शुरुआत की थी तो ऑलमोस्ट कुछ नहीं था यहाँ, मतलब समझ लो कि जीरो था। एक छोटे से जगह से हम लोगों ने अपनी शुरुआत की, दालवी साहब से पैडलिंग। मुझे तो ये भी नहीं पता था कि मैंने कब ज्वाइन किया इंस्टीट्यूट में। मैं दालवी से पूछा तो दालवी ने बताया कि सर आपने इस तारीख को ज्वाइन किया था। तो हमारे सामने उस समय बड़ी चुनौतियाँ थी और तो चारों तरफ निगेटिव का माहौल था, क्योंकि कोई ये नहीं जानता था कि इंस्टीट्यूट कभी आ पाएगा, क्योंकि ये जमीन लिए हुए उसके 10 साल पहले था। मित्रा साहब को पता है ज़्यादा डिटेल में, हमारे सामने बैठे हुए हैं मित्रा साहब। एक चीज़ और मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ जो बाटल पाम जो दिखे रहे हैं आपको, इसकी आइडिया अरविंद मित्रा साहब ने दी थी जब ये इंस्टीट्यूट बन रहा था। तो हम क्यों सक्सेस हो पाए, कभी कभी मैं खुद भी एनालाइज करता हूँ कि मैं कैसे इंस्टीट्यूट को बनाया और क्यों मैं लिटिगेशन में फंसा, क्यों मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट केस जीता और क्यों इंस्टीट्यूट खड़ा हो पाया। तो मेरी अपनी एनालिसिस है, उसके लिए 2-3 चीज़ें बहुत ही ज़रूरी है। एक तो लीडरशिप, दूसरी चीज़ है फुल फ्रीडम टू डू वर्क, और आपके साथ जो काम करने वाले लोग हैं वो डेडिकेटेड हो, पैशनेट होना चाहिए, डिटर्मिनेशन होना चाहिए। मैं बहुत ही लकी था कि हमारे पास जेम ऑफ दी साइंटिस्ट थे, राजन, सुधाकर, खरे, अरविंद मित्रा, शिवाजी, यू नेम, दे वर ऑल डेडिकेटेड पीपल। उनको हम लोग ऐसे नहीं काम करते थे कि मैं डायरेक्टर हूँ और वो हमारे सबऑर्डिनेट है, नो, वी वर वर्किंग एज ए टीम। हम लोग सब काम करते थे, हम लोग जो इंडेंट भी करते थे, परचेज भी करते थे, ज़रूरत पड़ती तो सामान उठा करके रखते भी थे। मतलब वहाँ कोई डिस्टिंक्शन नहीं था कि ये डायरेक्टर है, ये नॉन डायरेक्टर हैं। जैसे मित्रा साहब ने आज हमको याद दिलाया कि पांडे साहब तो बिना चप्पल पहन करके ही ऑफिस में आ जाते थे। तो मैंने कहा नहीं सर, नाउ यू आर द डायरेक्टर ऑफ ए इंस्टीट्यूट। तो मैंने कहा अरे डायरेक्टर हुआ तो क्या हो गया, अरे काम तो वही करना है, और जब काम नहीं करेंगे तो इंस्टीट्यूट खड़ा नहीं हो पाया। तो हमारे सामने बड़ी चुनौती थी कि एक तो कुछ था नहीं, ऑलमोस्ट जीरो था, खाली लॉजिस्टिक का काम यहाँ होता था। तो और पिछले 10 साल हो चुके थे, फाइल अच्छी बनी थी, मीटिंग खूब होती थी मिनिस्ट्री से, बढ़िया मिनट्स बनता था, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा था। तो मैं कहा कि चला 1 साल जो है मैं ये भी रूट पर ट्राई कर लेता हूँ कि इंस्टीट्यूट खड़ा हो पाता है कि नहीं। हम लोग कई बार जाते थे और दालवी इज ए फैंटेस्टिक पर्सन, ही विल ऑलवेज गेट द अपॉइंटमेंट फ्रॉम द चीफ मिनिस्टर, और चीफ मिनिस्टर जब नहीं मिलेंगे तो हम लोगों को घर पे बुलाते थे और चाय वगैरह अपने आप पिलाते थे। तो हमने कहा इससे अच्छा क्या मिलेगा। तो हमने सोचा कि ये रूट से ट्राई करते हैं, लेकिन मुझे कोई उम्मीद नहीं थी, और बाकी सलाह देने वाले भी बहुत लोग मिलते थे कि ऐसा कर लो वैसा कर लो। तो मैं कभी कभी किसी मिनिस्ट्री को बोला कि अगर ऐसा ही आप सलाह देते तो आप तो नहीं बनवा लिए इसको, तो आप हमें क्यों सलाह दे रहे, आप खुद ही कर लिए होते ये। तो कहे लोग उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता था। तो फिर मुतुनागम साहब जब आए तो उन्होंने हमसे कहा कि, मैंने कहा कि देखिए 1 साल तक मैं ट्राई करूँगा, क्योंकि इतना एफर्ट गया है, लोग परसुएट किए हैं। कोई ये नहीं कहता कि हम क्या प्रॉब्लम थी, आप लोग तो जानते थे यहाँ गारमेंट डंपिंग प्लेस था, यहाँ 1 कप चाय पीना जो है दुर्लभ था। हमारे लोगों ने उल्टी कर दी थी यहाँ पर आकर के, बहुत डिफिकल्ट पीरियड था, बहुत डिफिकल्ट। देन आप यू कैन इमेजिन, एक्सेप्ट माई दोज कलीग्स हु आर सिटिंग हियर, ओनली दे कैन रियलाइज द डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन इन दो डेज। तो हुआ तो फिर हमने कहा कि, और राणे साहब थे दालवी यूज में, राणे साहब आर दी चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ गोवा, वेरी फैंटास्टिक और वेरी नाइस पर्सन। सब सपोर्ट करने के लिए, कोई नहीं बोलता था कि ये न हटेगा, सब लोग आश्वासन देते थे। फिर 1 साल मैंने ट्राई किया, फिर मैंने मुतुनागम साहब से बोला अब मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट स्टेप लेने जा रहा हूँ कोर्ट। अब कोर्ट में भी कोई गारंटी नहीं कि तो हम जीत जाएंगे, ऐसा कोई गारंटी नहीं दे सकता, कोई थर्ड पार्टी के हाथ में है तो भी कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट द आउटकम। बट ऐसे भी कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, इसलिए एटलीस्ट हियर इट विल बी नोन कि ये आएगा इंस्टीट्यूट कि नहीं आएगा। तो फिर इसके बाद 1 साल के बाद फिर तो स्टोरी आप लोग जानते ही हैं, उसको बहुत ज़्यादा मैं करूँगा तो बहुत लंबा खिंच जाएगा। हम लोग हाई कोर्ट गए, हाई कोर्ट में ओरल जजमेंट मिला कि यहाँ से आप लोग भाई क्यों आप वहाँ पर गार्बेज डंप कर रहे हो। तो हम लोगों को बड़ा अच्छा लगा, लेकिन कहीं रिटर्न में नहीं दिया। फिर इसके बाद से वो लोग बोले नहीं हम तो डालते रहेंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ कोई जो है हमको रिटर्न में जजमेंट नहीं आया है। तो एक तरीके से देखिए, एक कहावत है ना, जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है, तो वो दैट वाज द टर्निंग पॉइंट फॉर NCPOR। हमने कहा ये बहुत अच्छा हुआ। फिर हम मित्रा और सब लोग मिल करके, सुधाकर राजन मिल करके डिसाइड किए कि हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में करेंगे। तो मित्रवादी पर्सन हुआ लाइसेंसिंग विद द लॉ मिनिस्ट्री एंड अदर थिंग्स। फिर हम लोगों ने कहा कि किसको रखा जाए वकील के लिए। फिर हमको पोर्ट ट्रस्ट के चेयरमैन ने बहुत मदद की, तो उन्होंने जो है वकील को अपने पैसे से बुला करके हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट को दिखवा करके उन्होंने कहा कि आप जाइए, आई कैन ऑलमोस्ट गारंटी दैट यू विल विन द केस। फिर तो हिस्ट्री है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गया एंड इन नो टाइम, जब बैठते ही उन्होंने ऑर्डर दे दिया, नो आर्गूमेंट फ्रॉम एनी साइड, विद इन 30 days you vacate the place, find out alternate place. That is how, that was the beginning of a new era for Antarctic Center. तो ये मैं क्यों कर पाया, उसके लिए हमारी टीम जो थी वो एक्सेप्शनल टीम थी। हम कहेंगे 24 घंटे हम अगर इनको बोले कि 12 बजे आपको आना है, तो दे आर विल कम, नोबडी विल रेजिस्ट। और हमको जो लीडरशिप मिली, फैंटास्टिक लीडर, फर्स्ट लीडर वाज डॉक्टर मुथुन आगम, जो स्पेस से थे, हम भी स्पेस से थे, तो हम लोगों का इक्वेशन भी अच्छा बनता था। और उनका ट्रस्ट भी शायद मेरे ऊपर थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही था, मैं नहीं जानता क्यों था। वो हर चीज़ में मुझसे राय लेते थे, रात को 12 बजे फ़ोन करेंगे, 2 बजे फ़ोन करेंगे। ऑल द टाइम इन स्लीप आल्सो ही वाज थिंकिंग हाउ टू बिल्ड दिस इंस्टीट्यूट एंड वन ऑफ इट काइंड इन द वर्ल्ड, बोथ इन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इन साइंस। दैट वाज इन द बैक ऑफ हिज माइंड। तो ये हुआ तो उन्होंने पूरी फ्रीडम दी, पूरी सेक्रेटरी की पावर हमको दी। और इसके बाद जब ट्रांजिशन हुआ तो हमारे डॉक्टर हर्ष गुप्ता साहब आए। ही इज अनदर ग्रेट पर्सन हु हैज ए लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ working as a director, vice chancellor, other thing, and well-known internationally renowned scientist, and he has the great acumen of the administration. तो हमको जब ये मिला तो उससे हम काफ़ी आगे बढ़े। तो इस तरह से आज जो आप देख रहे हैं, तो इतवा राज जिसे बोलते हैं डबल इंजन की सरकार थी, हमको वहाँ से भी मिला सपोर्ट। हमारे जो टीम थी वो एक्सेप्शनल टीम थी, जिनकी वजह से हम इंस्टीट्यूट को खड़ा कर पाए। इसमें सबका सब खाली पांडे जी का कुछ इसमें नहीं लेना दे रहा है, हमारी टीम का काम है जिसकी वजह से हम ये सफल हो पाए। फिर तो देयर आर मेनी चैलेंजेस। एक तो हरगुप्ता साहब बोलने वाले हैं अबाउट दिस लीगल कॉन्टिनेंटल सेल्फ प्रोग्राम। तो ये एक बड़ा प्रोग्राम था। कुछ लोग बोलते थे भाई ये तो आपके डोमेन में नहीं आता है, आप कैसे लिए। इसकी भी बड़ी हिस्ट्री है। ये भी 10 साल से मीटिंग चल रहा था, जिसमें ONGC इन्वॉल्व था, सो मेनी इंस्टीट्यूशंस वाज इन्वॉल्व, लेकिन नथिंग वाज हैपनिंग ऑन द ग्राउंड। देन मुथुन आगम साहब डिसाइडेड you all should leave, I will give this responsibility to Dr. Pandey and his team and it will be done. I had a very fantastic geologist, Sudhakar, Rajan, so many other people. जैसे हमने कहा, मैंने तो बोल दिया कि हम लेंगे इस चैलेंज को, जबकि मैं भी जियोलॉजी का आदमी था नहीं ना, जियो फिजिक्स का था। तो ये ट्रांजिशन मुथुन आगम साहब ने दिया, तो इसका हुआ असर कि इट वॉज वेरी गुड कि हर्ष गुप्ता के देन इज द पर्सन ऑफ हिज फील्ड। तो उससे हमको काफ़ी बूस्ट मिला एंड व्हाट एवर वी हैव डन इट इज नोन टू एवरीबडी, होल वर्ल्ड नोज व्हाट वी हैव अचीव इन टू दिस थिंग। और सबसे बड़ी खास बात है, जब आर्कटिक प्रोग्राम में आई रिमेंबर स्लाइटली, हर्ष गुप्ता साहब एक ट्रिप में गए थे कहीं, वहाँ वो उनके प्रेसिडेंट वगैरह से मिल के आए थे, तो बोले पांडे शुरू कर दो तुम। मैंने कहा सर शुरू तो मैं अपने मैंडेट में बना ही रखा है, लेकिन सर हमको मैन पावर, कहा अभी तो मैन पावर जो है जितना है, हमने कहा सर 4-5 तो हमारे पास आदमी है ना, हम कितना काम लेंगे, लेकिन हमको 1-2 आदमी दीजिए तो हम कोई काम मना करने के लिए तो है ही नहीं है, हम तो जो कहोगे करेंगे। आई होप हर गुप्ता साहब रिमेंबर इट। तो दैट वाज आवर विजन, Arctic, Southern Ocean and Antarctica. So that was our Arctic, Antarctic and Southern Ocean. This was our mandate. This is where we have to excel. And that is the global thing. And इसके बाद तो there are many बहुत सी ढेर सारी चीज़ें, मैं अगर उसमें जाऊंगा तो शायद ये प्रोग्राम इनका जो है डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा। तो मैं अभी यही कट करता हूँ। मैं सारे एम्प्लॉइज़ को जो प्रेजेंट हैं, जो पास रहे हैं, उन सबको बहुत ही हृदय से धन्यवाद देता हूं और बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं। जैसे हर माँ बाप अपने बच्चे को सोचता है कि मेरा बच्चा पढ़ लिख करके बहुत आगे बने, तो हम भी चाहते हैं कि ये मेरा इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत आगे जाए, मल्टी डायमेंशनल बने, वर्ल्ड में अपना नाम कमाए। वो हमको बहुत ही सेटिस्फैक्शन देगा, क्योंकि इसके लिए लोगों ने बहुत त्याग किया है, तपस्या किया। इट इज नॉट ए ऑर्डिनरी वे इंस्टीट्यूट वाज बिल्ट। आप गेट के अंदर नहीं आ सकते थे, और आएंगे तो बिना उल्टी किए हुए आप जा नहीं सकते हैं, ये सिचुएशन थी। हम अपनी फैमिली को भी, मिसेस पांडे बैठी हैं, क्योंकि उस समय कुछ नहीं था यहाँ पर, पूरी चाय बनाना और ये बनाना और ढेर सारी चीज़ें हैं। तो वहाँ से हम लोगों ने शुरुआत की। जब आए थे तो यहाँ लाइट नहीं थी, और इट वॉज ए सडन डिसीजन व्हिच वी हैव टेकन। देयर वाज नो लाइट इन दिस कैंपस। हम मोमबत्ती जला करके इस कैंपस में रहे हैं। माय वाइफ ड्रो द कार टू ब्रिंग वाटर फ्रॉम द, जो मंदिर है, क्या नाम उसका दालवी, वो जो गणेश जी का मंदिर है, वहाँ से पानी भर करके लाती थी, मोमबत्ती ला करके थे। शीला बहन था, यहाँ पर टॉयलेट वॉयलेट नहीं बना था, नागो जी थे। फिर जब रात को हम रहे तो बच्चा सिंह भी कहीं दिख रहे हैं, मिले थे, तो रात को उन्होंने टेम्प्रोरी लाइट लगा करके कुछ दिया, और दूसरे दिन से रात को दिन काम करके टॉयलेट बना, ये बना। इट्स लॉट ऑफ हिस्ट्री देयर, दोज डेज आर स्टिल इन माई माइंड। दैट इज हाउ दिस इंस्टीट्यूट को हम लोगों ने खड़ा किया। तो मैं ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ आप लोगों को। आप लोग फले फूले आगे बढ़ें, इससे ज़्यादा सेटिस्फैक्शन मुझको नहीं हो सकता। नमस्कार।
पांडे जी को बहुत धन्यवाद, और उनसे अच्छा शायद कोई बोल नहीं सकता NCPOR के लिए। ये दिल से बोलते हैं, और दिल की बात निकल गई, और जो यंगस्टर्स हैं शायद आज काफ़ी कुछ जान गए होंगे। So it is time that we switch gears, and I would now request the chief guest for today's function, Dr. Harsh Gupta, to officially release the video on which is going to be the India's first polar and ocean museum, coming up at NCPOR in a few months' time. So we'll release it digitally. Can I request Rakesh to please help? Careful, careful, careful. Okay, yes, yes. So, the purpose of this museum is largely to inform the public at large, and also as a legacy, because as Indians we are very poor recorders of history, and we felt that it's time that somewhere the history has to be recorded, and no better place than NCPOR for Polar and Ocean Museum. Okay, so I'll request them to stop because the video is stuttering a lot, and even with the best of technology, you sometimes have challenges. So this is one of them, that humans are the best. Technology can be best, but challenges are bigger than humans. Okay, so we move ahead, and NCPOR has constituted awards as a program for the appreciation of the efforts of the researchers, and especially for the early career researchers. This is for the published scientific papers from last 1 year, which is evaluated by the research advisory committee members of NCPOR and also the subject experts. So this year, we had a total of 5 papers from the early career researchers which were evaluated, and we thank each of the reviewers and RSC members who took out time from the busy schedules to give us their assessment. And as always, there was a close spread between the gradings, which speaks volumes on the research being done by the early career researchers as lead authors. The top 2 papers were selected for the Outstanding ECR Paper Award. The winners may be supported by NCPOR to attend 1 international conference within the next 2 years. So the winners for the ECR Awards, Early Career Research Awards, are Sibin Simon for the paper entitled Spatiotemporal Variability of Extreme Precipitation Events and Associated Atmospheric Processes over Drowning Moorland, East Antarctica. Sibin is also joined by other authors, which I am not reading, and the paper was published in Journal of Geophysical Research, Atmosphere. Sibin, please come on the dais. Yeah. I'll request Dr. Harsh Gupta to please. तालियां बजनी चाहिए. And I'll request the guest to please, give the shield. तो पांडे सर, आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि यहाँ अभी भी शॉर्टेज है स्टाफ की, और ये लड़का अभी प्राइस तो ले रहा है आपसे अवार्ड, लेकिन जा रहा है बाहर. तो the next award goes to Juhi Yadav for the paper title Contrasting Response of Regional Spring Arctic Sea Ice Variations on India's Summer Monsoon Rainfall. This was published in the Remote Sensing of Environment Journal. Juhi Yadav, please. अवार्ड पे जब तालियां कम बजती है तो कभी खुशी नहीं होती. देखिए, आपकी तालियां जो है इनको प्रोत्साहित करती हैं. इसी क्रम में हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, और अब NCPOR Outstanding Employee Awards for the year 2024. A total of 6 awards, two each in different groups, Group A, Group B, and Group C. These were based on recommendations of the respective heads and the group directors. They were nominated, and the final selection was done by the director. And the Group A category, the first name, Dr. Avinash Kumar, Scientist E. Dr. Vikram Goel. The next award goes to Dr. Vikram Goel, Scientist D. Group B category, Dr. Mr. Bhikaji Lakshman Redkar, the Scientific Assistant, Grade B. Redkar. So he has been helping the iScore team in establishing many equipments here. So a big round of applause for Redkar. Miss Viola Rodriguez, get ready. So Group B category, Miss Viola Rodriguez, Scientific Assistant, Grade A. She's a physicist, but into paleoclimatology, and she looks after IRMS and GCMS. Thank you, Viola, for doing that. Yeah. Group C category, may I request Ms. Shushma H. Chodankar, the Junior Assistant Administration, to please come quickly. She is one girl who is the strength of administration, and I've never heard a no from her whenever any work that we give her. So, and she stays quite late when is required for application shortlisting to everything. So Shushma, you deserve a big round of applause. The next award in Group C is to someone who is associated with all that you need today, IT. And Nixon Barreto, Technician Grade B. He's here only. ताली जोर से बजाइए अगर नेट सही चाहिए तो. I thank all of you for giving the awards. I thank all the winners. A big hearty congratulations to the winners again. But those who did not get this year, never get disheartened. Keep giving your best. Believe in your abilities, and the day is not far. You will be on the dais to get it. I would like to use this opportunity to thank the good work being done by the Academic Committee of NCPOR, which is ably led by Dr. Manish Tiwari and other team members. And I need to thank Kaveri for supporting the Academic Committee for all the awards that you saw, which happened a few minutes ago. Okay, so it's that time of the program when I have the proud privilege to announce the young achiever who is amongst us today, the recipient of Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar, Ms. Kamya Karthikeyan. May I request Kamya to please come up? Yeah. And I'll tell you why you should give a big round of applause to Kamya. Kamya happens to be the youngest female in the world to complete the 7 Summit Challenge at a tender age of 17 years. All this speaks for her perseverance, passion, and I'm sure the grit that the girl has. But all this was not possible without the help and support of the proud father who is there, Commander S. Karthikeyan from the Indian Navy. Can you just stand up, please? And a big round of applause for him as well. Mother is not here. Come here, father is here. Okay, so life is all about memories, all types of memories, and preserving them for posterity. One such way is to celebrate it through philately. And I'll request the chief guest and the guest of honors to please release the book by Rolando Di Mello. And I'll request Rolando to, can you please come up on the stage quickly? Rolando, are you here? Yeah. And the book is about the Indian Antarctic journeys, the philately Indian Antarctic journeys, and would request the dignitaries to please join in releasing the book. And I request Dr. Shailen Saini also, could you come up fast? Yes, please. Because he was instrumental in getting these things done, so I request quickly. Yeah. I'll request Rolando to say a few things about the book that we released just now.
Good day to you, one and all the dignitaries on the days, all the colored personalities. Was quite taken up by our so-called the father of NCPOR, and I did not know this history. And as a philatelist, I had a sort of a liking for these carried covers which were taken to Antarctica and brought back, and all autograph the leaders, mission leaders, and all the staff, from pilots to the captains, all compiled in this book. And as a teenager, when I was in college, when the first expedition went to Antarctica, Dr. Kasim, yeah, it was for our fantasy. And I always dreamed to be in one such thing, but I couldn't because my resources were limited. But when time came, when I saw this carrot covers and all this, I was living my dream. And over the years, all the expeditions and all, I was collecting, and then this year, Jubilee year, I decided to present this to the director, and I was supported by Dr. Saini also, and this is how it got summarized. And the best thing is the expedition gave lot of importance to this philately, and in a way documentation has been done, and here is the living history of the efforts put by this institution. I would like to thank the director and wish the full lot, quite a friendly guys around here, all the best towards Golden Jubilee. Thank you very much.
So you've heard many people, but you are waiting to hear somebody whom you would like to hear. And it's my proud privilege and honor to invite the chief guest for today's function, Padma Shri Dr. Harsh K. Gupta, to address the gathering who have gathered here to celebrate the Silver Jubilee. Dr. Harsh Gupta, please. A big round of applause for the man. Yeah.
A very good morning to all of you, and what a pleasure it has been so far, reliving all the life of NCAOR, NCPOR, and I'm so happy that Shailesh Naik and Dr. Pandey and Thamban are on the stage, and then I see all the ex-directors of NCAOR, NCPOR here, and a large crowd, large people, and whatever has happened so far is really very fascinating. And my compliments to your country, who has been doing a wonderful job. Now, I think I'll just like to put few facts. You see, India has got a territorial area of about 3 million square kilometer. We have exclusive economic zone of 2 million square kilometer. And the work done by NCPOR, NCOR on the legal continental shelf can add 0.8 million square kilometer to the existing 2 million square kilometer. So this, as and when it happens, would be one of the greatest achievement and contribution of any scientific institution in the country to the country. There is no parallel to it. So we are very proud that we are today in that institution which has done all this fantastic work. Now, setting up of the Dakshin Gangotri in 1983-84, and incidentally, in my entire life, nothing has been more exciting, more challenging, and more rewarding, because the pleasure of hoisting Indian national flag on 26th of January 1984 in Antarctica is unparalleled pleasure, unparalleled honor. And that too, when people said that you are mad, you're thinking of constructing a permanent station and manning it, populating it in one Antarctic summer, which no one had done before and no one has done since. And that too, despite having a helicopter crash on the third day of reaching there. So these are the things which can be proud. Then in 1988 we did Maitri, and 2012 we had, of course, Bharti. And you know, among many things, microbes in Antarctica, I think Indian scientists have discovered the maximum number of microbes. And I find it difficult to pronounce that name. A microbe which was discovered on 13 November 2011, Arthrocate Gangotri nice. And this was named after Dakshin Gangotri. So these are the, you know, specific and wonderful things. And you know, what a collaboration under the legal confidential program. Rajan is sitting in front of me and Pandeyji is there. During 2002 to 4, in those 2 years, 3 years time, 40 scientists from 7 different institutions worked together. All the people from NCPOR, NIO, and GRI, and they covered 31,000 line kilometer of multi-channel seismics. They did, they planted 100 ocean bottom seismographs and related work and prepared the basis for submitting our claim on the legal continental shelf. At the same time, around that time, we had a very rare phenomenon, the total solar eclipse in Antarctica, and the kind of preparation which was done and the observations that were made are unique. And around that time, we also set up the Ice Core Laboratory, the first laboratory of its kind anywhere in the country. And Thamban is the architect of that place, and he's the director of NCPOR. So very proud of all these people. Not only that, the pilot expedition to southern oceans. You see, India was nowhere in the oceans, in the southern oceans particularly, till these expeditions start, till we set up a station in Antarctica, till we signed the Antarctic Treaty, etc., etc. So these have been wonderful achievements of NCAOR, NCPOR, and I'm very hopeful that under the guidance of your current director and the wonderful people that you have, Rahul Mohan and everyone else, it has a very bright future. I only wish, Malot, that you bring out a publication commemorating 25 years of NCPOR, which typically should have 25 articles, not too long, and you capsule, not too long articles, no more than 6-7 page, capsule into volume, which will become a memorial thing. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for articulating it in the best possible way, in the limited words. I would say that nobody else better than you when you articulate it so well in such few words, and you have, in fact, it's a précis, I would say, in few 5 minutes. So wonderful, and thank you so much for that. And a big round of applause once again. I'll request Director Thamban to please come ahead and felicitate the chief guest for today's function, Padma Shri Dr. Harshke Gupta. And I'll request all of you to please come ahead, so that the photographs are good. चाय नाश्ता मिलेगा इसलिए ताली बजाते रहिए. I'll now request Dr. Thamban to felicitate Padma Shri Dr. Sailesh Nayak, sir. Incidentally, Dr. Sailesh Nayak is also the RSC chair for NCPOR currently. And all of you are waiting. We request Dr. Thamban to felicitate our founder director, Dr. Premchand Pandey sir. Okay, as I leave the stage and for the inaugural session, I'll come back, don't worry. So I hand over the duties to Dr. Avinash Kumar to propose the vote of thanks.
Esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, and my dear colleagues, it's my honor and privilege to extend the heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of NCPOR. First and foremost, our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Gupta sir, our esteemed chief guest, for gracing these occasions with his presence, wisdom, and support for the scientific research. Sir, your journey from steering the Department of Ocean Development, now MOES, to shaping the India's scientific pursuit continue to guide us like a lighthouse of stormy seas. Thank you for being inspiration for all of us. Be profound gratitude to and extend our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed dignitaries, guest of honors, Dr. Shailesh Nayak sir, Dr. Premchand Pandey sir, for gracing these occasions with their presence and wisdom. Your commitment to the science and instrumental role in shaping the institute like NCPOR have left the indelible mark of many of the generations of the researchers. A special note and heartfelt appreciation to Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary to Government of India, Ministry of Earth Sciences, for his leadership and continuous encouragement in advancing the Indian polar and ocean research. I also extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Thamban Melot sir, Director NCPOR, whose support and visionary leadership have been helpful in shaping the NCPOR journey. His dedication to the scientific excellence and constant encouragement has always inspired us. Sir, your guidance and support has been backbone for every successful initiative of NCPOR, including this grand celebration. A special recognitions to our young achievers today, Ms. Kamya Karthikeyan. May you continue to scale for the new height and inspire up many more of your determination and spirit. Wish you all the best for the future endeavor. I would like to extend our gratitude to all the distinguished guests, senior scientists, and the members of the scientific community for your presence today. Reform the strong foundations and bright future for the polar and ocean research of India. I heartfelt thanks to the team creatives of the Creative Museum Designer, NCSM, for this collaborating for NCPOR and bringing the first polar and ocean museum to the live, a walkthrough which has been given a glimpses that how we are going to create for the polar museum first time in the India. Our heartfelt appreciation to our NCPOR award winners for their outstanding contributions and dedications. Your achievement and reflections to their hard work and passion. We truly hope you will continue with the significant contribution to the NCPOR in year ahead. I thank to the scientific academic committee for their meticulous effort for overseeing the entire process, nominations of finalizing the awardees and their support. I heartfelt and the special thanks to Dr. Rahul Mohan, Group Director, Polar Sciences, for his valuable contributions for just not only the polar research, but also being behind this meticulous planning of this celebration. I also extend my sincere appreciation to the core committee members, organizing committee member, scientific planning committee member, and extended committee members for this celebration, who has been dedicated for the entire program. Special thanks to the State Division, our technical staff, volunteers, housekeeping staffs, whose the tirelessly effort has been make this event going to be make very smooth and memorable. Special thanks to the press and media people who has been come for the cover this entire event and the celebration for the wide audience. Definitely it is going to be give good remarks for the entire Goa and across the India. I extend my thanks to Ronaldo Di Mendo for the releasing the phyletic catalog for the Indian Antarctic journey. So thank you for the effort for making this wonderful event. I thank the various supporters of vendors which has been being involved for this event. और आज हम इस महत्वपूर्ण उपलब्धि का जश्न मना रहे हैं जो हमारे पूर्व सचिव और पूर्व निदेशकों की रखी हुई मजबूत नींव पर खड़े हैं, जो आज हमारे बीच आज हमारे पास उपस्थित हैं। उनकी दूरदृष्टि, समर्पण, अग्रणी सोच न केवल एनसीपीओआर को आकार दिया है, बल्कि भारत के ध्रुवीय और महासागरीय अनुसंधान को वैश्विक पहचान दिलाने का महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। उनके वैज्ञानिक उत्कृष्टता की अथक खोज ने हमें इस मुकाम तक पहुंचाया है और आज हम ये उनके योगदान के लिए सदैव आभारी रहेंगे। आप सभी माननीय गणमान्य व्यक्तियों की उपस्थिति हमारे लिए न केवल सम्मान है की बात है, ये हम उससे ऊपर हम लोग सोच रहे हैं कि एक ऐसी विरासत का प्रतीक है जो हमें निरंतर प्रेरित करती रहती है और यह नए क्षितिज की ओर अग्रसर होने का मार्ग भी दिखाती है। मैं आप सभी को एक बार फिर से हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, ये कहते हुए कि मत सोच इसके आगे अंजाम क्या होगा, तो सोच इससे बेहतर काम क्या होगा, जो दे रहा है लालच, भटका रहा है डगर से, तो सोच उसका तुझ पे इंतकाम क्या होगा। जो हिम्मत नहीं करेगा वो चल नहीं सकता, जो हिम्मत नहीं करेगा वो चल नहीं सकता, इस जहां के साँचे में ढल नहीं सकता। हिम्मत हारने लगा तू अगर अभी भी, तो ख्वाहिश अपने जहां में पाल नहीं सकता। मत हार हौसले से, न डर किसी से तू, जो चाहता है दिल से कर उसी को तू। तारीख गवाही है, जो हिम्मत नहीं हारा, बोल उसी की गाता है सारा जहां। सो जिस तरह से हमने बताया था कि आज जिस तरह से कहा गया था, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल, मगर लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया। आज हमारा संस्थान, जिस समय पांडे सर बता रहे थे कि हम 5-6 लोगों के साथ स्टार्ट किए थे, आज हमारे वर्कर्स लगभग 300 से भी ऊपर लोग यहाँ पर काम कर रहे हैं, जो हम नए आयाम विज्ञान में और पोलर शोध में हम उसका परचम लहरा रहे हैं। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप सभी के साथ ये संस्थान नई ऊंचाइयों को हासिल करे, हमारा कारवां यूं ही बनता रहे। सो वी लुक फॉरवर्ड for making this three days truly memorable and glorious chapter in the history of NCPOR. I am happy to share the scientific exhibition remains open for the public on the 5th up to the 5th. We encourage everyone to explore the experience on the remarkable work of NCPOR excellence. So wish you all the best. Thank you, and I'll hand over to Rahul sir.
Thank you all for the patience. Just a few housekeeping announcements, which include a group photograph at about 12 noon, just outside the hall. And then we have the inauguration of the Silver Jubilee Polar and Ocean Science Exhibition, themed Science in Extreme, by the dignitaries on the dais and others. I request all of you to join at about the noon time, 12 o'clock to 12:05. So thank you all for being here patiently, and thank you for being in attendance, in seeing something that will be again part of history. So thank you, and a big round of applause for all of you. The exhibition is in the new Polar building, and the group photograph is also there on the stairs of the new Polar building. It's just opposite. As you are just out of this, you will see. Yeah. So it's absolutely at about 12. So you have 20 minutes of time. It's called a bio break.
टेस्ट गौरव ना वीडियो प्ले करो एलपीडी लैपटॉप
हाँ देखिए ना इतना आवाज आ रहा है हमें स्पीकर का हमें हाँ म्यूट कीजिए म्यूट तेरे हमिंग आ रहा है उधर ये तो हमिंग को ये करने बोलो
might be made most of that.